what should be the focus of those spaces, what should be the points on paper, on the table. You let us know. The SMS line, the WhatsApp line is on your screen, and we shall be taking in calls a little bit later on tonight. And also tomorrow, we shall be following that X space for you. In other news, President William Ruto faces the threat of snap elections. This is despite withdrawing the finance bill, which proposed tax hikes. The new push by the angry and youthful protesters fed up with the Ruto administration under the hashtag Ruto must go and the opposition Azimio is, however, a tall order, given that there is no electoral commission in place. Apollo Kamau reports.
Described by Gen Z protesters as out of touch with ordinary Kenyans for proposing a tax hike in the now rejected finance bill, President William Ruto finds himself in unfamiliar waters due to mounting calls of Ruto must go after only 2 years in office, a sharp contrast from the euphoria that ushered him into State House after the August 2022 presidential election. The opposition Azimio and the Gen Zs are demanding a snap election, recall of MPs, and the president to resign, saying Kenyans have lost confidence in the executive and parliament.
I did call for the possibility of a snap election and actually gave comparison between Kenya and what is happening also in the region. When the French President Macron realized that his party lost majority during the recent European elections, he called for a snap election. The
Kenyan constitution, which caps the electoral cycle at 5 years, contemplates the removal of a president through impeachment under Article 145, or if he resigns, under Article 146 of the Constitution. Unlike France and the United Kingdom, which are currently holding snap elections, analysts argue it will be difficult to hold snap elections in Kenya, given it's a presidential system, unlike parliamentary systems, and the country's election dates are enshrined in the Constitution.
I do not think the president is inclined to call a snap election in which he will show himself out of the way, which is not very good. And he is not inclined to want to leave. So knowing that he's not inclined to want to leave office, and he wants to hang around for at least another 3 years, then what does he do to hang around in an acceptable manner? Because that's the issue now. And that's why we are saying he needs to clean up his house.
The president is also yet to sign the IEBC Amendment Bill 2024 into law, which will usher in a fully functional IEBC with a chair and commissioners to conduct a snap election. The only time the country went for a snap election was in 1983, when late President Daniel Moi called for one after the 1982 coup.
With the new world, with the new thinking, with the new liberties people are enjoying, with the new information abilities that people have today, with the enlightenment around here, it is going to be very difficult for somebody to go for 5 years.
In the 2022 presidential election, 22.1 million voters were registered in the poll, but only 14.2 cast the ballot for the 4 presidential candidates. Analysts argue the Gen Z vote might turn the tables on the president in 2027 if he does not address Kenya's grievances. With a conscious, relentless youth keen on having their demands met, President William Ruto is left with limited choices ahead of the 2027 poll, which could be turned into a no-confidence vote against his administration. Apollo Kamau, TV47 in Nairobi.